Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, bestie. I see you in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with me. Ooh, okay. So I fell down this rabbit hole, but not really because I already knew about it. But I kind of placed a lot of things out of my mind. So I'm not sure how to start this. This is going to be an interesting live stream. It's also going to be a trigger warning kind of a live stream. So we're going to be talking about a rehab. It's called Teen Challenge, but it's not just for teenagers. It's for adults, it's for families. And we're going to be talking about other rehabs too. Other ones I'm not going to name just because I don't want them coming after me. I'm going to share my personal experience. Hi, Mad Max. Hey, hi, CA. How are you? So this is going to be an interesting live stream, you guys. It's not going to be foodie beauty, but I'm going to try and end this live stream with a palate cleanser. So if it seems really heavy and a lot, don't worry. At the end, hopefully we'll be laughing at something. Not this situation. Okay, so I guess how to start. I guess what I want to say is I think oftentimes we always think rehabs or sober livings or places like that are automatically safe, right? Because people aren't going to just create places to help addicts and alcoholics and people suffering just to hurt them, right? Not every place is a good place. And I've experienced some scary things myself. Hey, Heidi. CA said my sis was in rehab for a year. She struggled, but at least that's amazing that she's clean now. I'm so happy for you and your family, and that's amazing. I bet you're so proud of her. So let's talk about, where do we even start? Okay, I guess we'll talk about what made me even decide to do this live stream talking about it. A video popped up about Teen Challenge, and then my head went, oh my gosh, remember? And I had wanted to talk about it a long time ago. I had plans to do a video about it and just different places that are getting away with hurting people under they're hiding behind religion and saying they're helping people. And the video popped up. I remembered that. And like I said, I had wanted to talk about it before, but I think all that stuff happened with GB and all this stuff. And I just think it got away from me. But when I was in a rehab before, and hi, in case you are new here, I am an alcoholic. I am in recovery. I have over 5 years sober, but I've done a whole rehab tour. I've done them all, seen them all, have the t-shirt, have the mug, even the bumper sticker. I struggled for a very long time. In one of the rehabs I was in, that rehab in itself that I was in was questionable. I don't know. For example, you go to rehab to learn about what's wrong with you. Do you know what I mean? You're broken and you're going to get fixed, right? You're going to learn things. You're going to learn tools. You're going to hopefully get therapy and fix the broken parts in you. But this rehab I was in had you wake up at it was some insane time, I'm not a morning person anyways, but it was still an insane time. It was 4 a.m. You had 15 minutes to get ready. You had to be down. You had a 5-minute breakfast. And then you go out and you work in a thrift shop all day and all night. And then at the end of the night, you maybe go to a meeting once or twice a week. But for the most part, you go do more work for the rehab or whatever they need you to do. Then you have dinner and you go to bed and it's the same thing again. And in that rehab, it can be more restrictive than jail, and it can feel that way in a lot of ways. I'm not trying to discourage everybody. I'm just trying to, I guess, say with everything, there's good and bad, right? So we should just all do our research. And really, if you're going to send a family member to rehab, please really do your research. If you are going to rehab for the first time, really do your research. This rehab I was in didn't let you take any medication whatsoever. I, at that point in my life, needed to be on some sort of medication. I was not well mentally. at all. But they wouldn't let me take any medication. I remember one night I had just got there and they didn't let you do like a detox or anything. It was weird. But I remember I thought I was having a heart attack one night. Like I really thought I was having a heart attack. And now I know, now looking back, I think I was detoxing very badly. Hey Megan, how are you? Hey Mary. Okay, sorry. So this place, I don't know why I'm getting all nervous talking about it. It's like these little things that were big at the time, but like you place out of your memory. So me sharing all this has a point, I promise. So I remember I thought I was having a heart attack. I realized now I was detoxing, but they didn't even want me to go to the hospital. Like they were being so weird about it. And I really felt like I couldn't breathe. So finally, they drove me. I couldn't call an ambulance. They wouldn't call an ambulance for me. They drove me. And I remember it ended up like I needed anxiety medication because I was detoxing really badly. Well, they said, no, she can't have anything. And they took me out of there. I don't know how they made that happen, but they did. So I wasn't allowed to have anything. It was weird. I ended up leaving that place. But this girl that I knew in there, who I still kind of talk to this day, like, it's like every year, either she'll message me or I'll message her like, hey, how are you? Hope life is good, kind of a thing. Yeah, it was anxiety. I adore you. You guys, by the way, Megan is adorable. If you ever want to go to her live streams and you just have a good time and laugh, like go there. So yeah, panic is awful. And then, when you already like, you think you're having a heart attack and you're really not, but you already think you're having it. And then your heart starts beating faster and then you can't breathe even more. And then it's just like the walls are closing in, like that kind of anxiety. It was like, that was horrible. I remember that night specifically. I really thought I was having a heart attack. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. Like I'm not saying any of this for anybody to feel sorry for me. Like actually, I don't even know if I've healed from it because I blocked it out until I'm talking about a lot of this. But I don't know. I'm not sad about it anymore, if that makes sense. I'm here just as somebody who wants to educate and like shed light on situations. So this girl that I had met there, I remember her telling me specifically about this rehab teen challenge and how horrible they were. And in my head, like, I don't know if I believed her or what it was, or I was still so like, my brain was so alcohol soaked. Like I didn't really pay attention at the time. And like, now I want to go back and ask, but I don't want to like trigger anything in her. So I'm probably not. But I remember her telling me about the rehab teen challenge and like if you didn't do your chore right, or you were late to something, or you didn't sign up, I don't know. They had like weird rules. And we're going to talk about Teen Challenge in detail. We're probably going to do like a part 1 and a part 2 live stream. Hi, Meditation with Holly. Hello, hello. Oh, you subbed to Megan. Good job. Thank you. Woohoo! You guys will love Megan. Like, her energy and her vibe is so good. I love it. And she's just cute and she's adorable. So she was telling me about this place, and yeah, it's like if you were late or you didn't do something right, whatever their little rules are, you would have to wear a sign around your neck saying like, don't talk to me today. You can't talk to me for 24 hours. I messed up. And you'd have to wear like a weird hat on your head and you'd have to walk around like that all day. Does that sound normal to you? Because you did something wrong, you can't have social interaction with anybody for 24 hours? I remember her saying people got kicked out for stupid things like reading a newspaper. I think she ended up getting kicked out because she watched TV. And I think it happened like they had to go places, she was telling me, and like beg people for money or try to get them into the rehab. And I think she was somewhere and a TV was playing and she just happened to like stop and like look up because like, oh, I haven't got to watch TV in forever. And I think that's why she got kicked out. Anyway, so these places exist and we're going to learn more in detail. Like there's worse stories than just wearing a sign around your neck and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know, these places, like I feel like not everybody, I feel like these places take away from the whole point. Like you're going to rehab to figure out how not to drink or how not to use, not to trigger people to want to go back out and drink and use, you know? Okay, so let me look at the chat. I'm like talking to the air. Let me look at the chat. I have to like look up and like out somewhere when I'm talking so I don't lose my train of thought. When you first got sober after pancreatic problems, blood clots. Oh, really? Like starburst and balance? Oh my gosh. I feel like I needed people. Oh, I'm sorry, Megan. Yeah, meditation, they had no compassion for my mental health. It was weird. There's a lot of these rehabs that like, I don't know, I guess I get the point of working rehabs, but then at the same time I don't, because I remember in my short stint there, I ended up leaving that place, you guys. I took a bus ride home. I remember one morning I was supposed to go work at where everybody else went to work, and I had packed my stuff and like I was like, I'm taking a bus ride home. Do you want to know? Oh, it was horrible. Yeah, I ended up taking a bus ride home. I showed up on my parents' doorstep and they were not happy to see me. I'll tell you that much. There was another rehab I went to, and I just want to share these stories because, like I said, I think so many people suffer with addiction, and I think oftentimes we get sent places because our family is just like desperate. And it's no fault on them. It's just like they want us to live another day. You know, they want us to see another year, another 2 years, to be with our kids, whatever. They want the best for us. And I think that they oftentimes are like, this place will take you. Okay, go. But like, you really have to do your research, you guys. Let's see. Let me look at the chat again. Oh no, Megan, it's okay. I know some of this stuff is going to be hard to hear though. Like, I feel bad. I feel bad because this live stream is going to be heavy, but then it's worth it. We need to be educated. We need to learn. We need, so many people suffer from addiction, you guys. So many people, and we just need to know the right places to send our family members or to send ourselves, right? I remember one rehab I went to, I felt like I was in a cult. Like, I think I was there less than a week, but it was so weird. It was like you got there and they like stripped you of your identity and everything that you were. I remember I had to throw away the clothes I brought with me, and they had me like wear these, I don't know, it was a skirt that like went down to my ankles and like a button down top. I'm not going to say this place specifically because it scares the crap out of me. I remember we woke up in the morning, it was super early, and you had to memorize Bible verses, and then they would like quiz you at the end of the morning. We had to go wash. I don't even know whose vans we were washing. It was just weird stuff. Like, why to get sober? Like, do you have to do this stuff? It never made sense to me. Same thing with like, I know AA works for a lot of people, but it's like, why to stay sober do I have to clean a sponsor's mansion? Or like detail their car? This stuff doesn't make sense to me. It's like taking away from the whole point. But this place, it was just scary. And then I remember for 3 hours of the day, we had to like write letters to our family members asking them to donate money to this place. And then if you didn't have enough family members, like they'd have you think of people you went to high school with or somebody I don't even know. It was just like you would get desperate and you would have to write down names. They would get upset if you didn't write down names. And it was like, if you didn't know anybody, think of your fifth cousin on so-and-so's side. It was wild. And I just remember thinking like, what the heck? And then at the end of the night, it was like you had to sing religious choir practice. It was just so weird. I can't even describe it. Like, so much of it I blocked out, but I just remember getting there and I felt like stripped of my whole identity. Like, why do I have to throw things away? I can't remember exactly. Something made me block out this memory, but something happened that I knew that day, like I had to go. Like, I felt like I wasn't ever going to see my family again. Because I remember asking, like, when can my family visit? Like, when can I talk to my family? And it wasn't like a normal 30-day rule. Like, some places have, like, you can't talk to your family for 2 weeks or 30 days till you get situated. Like, this place had no intention of me actually talking to my family, just writing people and asking them for money. Yeah, it was cultish. And like, I know people are gonna take this stream and it's going to be like, oh, breezy, like, it sounds crazy. No, like, until you live like these scary situations. Like, I remember I was in a city, I wasn't that, like, I was familiar with the city, but I wasn't familiar with the area. I remember leaving that place, just getting on a bus, asking if I could, the person, I said, I don't have any money, can I just get on? I must have looked panicked enough. It was a long bus ride home, but I remember this, like, the bus was kind of empty. And then this guy sat down next to me and like touched himself the remainder of the bus ride. Like, I was so scared and mortified. Like, these are scary experiences, you guys. Like, this is heavy and this is a lot, but I feel like it needs to be talked about. I think this stuff needs to be talked about. And so anyways, when I saw the Teen Challenge video pop up, I knew we needed to talk about it and spread the word, because I feel like people are either scared to talk about this place. Like, I'm scared to talk about the cult place because you don't know. It's like you experience a little bit of how it is and how you get there. And it's not like, I've been to so many rehabs, you guys, and it's normal for you to get there and they take privileges away or certain, you know what I mean, rights away, if that makes sense, to keep you safe and to get you adjusted. But like, a place where like you are stripped of your identity and you're supposed to memorize Bible verses. And if you didn't, I remember for me, I can't memorize crap, you guys. Like, I have ADHD. I remember feeling like the stupidest person because I couldn't memorize a stupid Bible verse. And I don't mean it that way. Please don't, like, I'm not trying to be mean to God, but please understand my frustration when like I could barely memorize my own birthday and it's been the same for 40 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, okay, let me look at the chat. I had that too. I just felt more belittled. Really, Megan? I felt like I had no one, as if that was the entire point. Is this a place you went to, Megan, that made you feel that way too? It's like, I feel like unless people have experienced places like this, like, I probably sound insane, but we're going to watch these videos and hopefully we're going to spread the word and hopefully we're going to educate people. Like I said, addiction affects so many people, you know, and it's luckily more people are talking about it. More people are accepting it as a disease. Luckily, things are changing. But I don't know why certain places like are untouchable and why places can get away with abusing people and hurting people. It's a lot. I'm actually thankful in a very weird way. Really, Megan? You know what? If you ever want to come on and you want to talk for a panel, Megan, I would love to have you on. You are just the best, and I love your energy, like I said. Somehow I memorize all of the books in the King James Bible. I can remember certain things because I grew up in church. So like, I know certain things because of songs, but like, if you're asking me to memorize a paragraph of something like I can't even remember reading in the Bible or hearing in church, I'm probably not going to memorize it. Like, I can do the whole love is patient, love is kind, you know, all that. But it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, scriptures in the Bible that really, I swear I've never heard a pastor even talk about or discuss, and you want me to memorize it? Like, at least make it memorable, you know? Like, I don't know how else to say it. And for people who can't memorize things, like, oh my gosh, I would be a terrible actress. I mean, I think I could probably do like voice acting and stuff like that if I could read a script, but if I had to memorize lines, hell no. Nope. The only lines I can memorize are songs. Like, I'm really good with music. That's about it. Money, yeah. So a lot of these places, I think, it's just, I notice, you brought up money, I notice a common theme. The cult one I went to, you had to write letters for a certain amount of time throughout the day to ask people to donate. My friend who was in Teen Challenge said the same thing, like, you had to ask people for money. I remember Oh, I can't even say this, Rehab, because this is a touchy subject. Okay, I have to gloss over this one I want to talk about because donations are a big thing, but that's a touchy subject with them. Hey, Rudy, chocolate pudding time. Ooh, chocolate pudding sounds good. I had a piece of strawberry cheesecake earlier, and I am still very full, and I have no regrets, though. It was really good. The alcoholic prayer, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Okay, so I thought to start before we watch the video, because I think there's 3 different videos we could watch. I think we're going to watch the shorter one, just so we can like get introduced to the subject and everybody gets more comfortable. I don't want to start off with like a really heavy hour-and-a-half documentary on it, just because it's a lot. So I feel like we need to work our way up there. But there was an article I wanted to read to you guys about someone's experience in Teen Challenge. So again, Teen Challenge in the 60s, it was just for teenagers. Now it's for adults and families, and they cater to a larger variety, not just teenagers. So don't think in the articles or the documentaries or whatever videos we watch, this is only applying to teenagers, because it's not. It's adults. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to say a trigger warning right now. I'm going to read an article from NewYorker.com. And I think at the end of this live stream, I'll put this article in the description. I'm going to read it from my phone. So hold on. It's a kind of a long article. Do you guys want me to read the article, or do you just want to watch the video? I feel like if we read the article, it'll explain a lot more. It's just, I know, Chachi. Okay, let me get a sip of I actually have a ginger ale right now. All right, I guess everybody sit back, get comfy, because this article is kind of long. So I am too. Hold on one second. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? So I'm not going to be reading the chat for a minute. So like mods and everybody, I guess just be aware in case somebody comes in. Okay, so this is from the New Yorker, and it is titled The Shadow Penal System for Struggling Kids. The Christian organization Teen Challenge, made up of more than 1,000 centers, claims to reform troubled teens. But is its discipline more like abuse? Okay. Then there's a picture of Emma, who I guess is going to be telling her story. It says, before Emma arrived 15 and pregnant, her parents signed a contract giving the program unconditional control of her. That's scary. Do you hear that? Unconditional control over her. Okay. In the spring of her freshman year of high school in 2011, Emma Burris was woken up at 3 a.m. Someone had turned on the lights in her room. She was facing the wall and saw a man's shadow. She reached for her cell phone, which she kept under her pillow at night, but it wasn't there. The man, Shane Thompson, who was 6.5 feet tall, wore a shirt with "Juvenile Transport Agent" printed on the back. He and a colleague instructed Emma to put on her clothes and follow them to their car. She was very verbal resisting, Thompson told me. Her parents, who had adopted her when she was 7, stood by the doorway watching silently. Can we just take a second to think of how terrifying that is, to have somebody just show up in your room? And a juvenile transport agent? That's terrifying to me. Thompson drove Emma away from her house in Royal Palm Beach, Florida, and merged onto the highway. Emma, who was 15, tried to remember every exit sign she passed so that she could find her way home, but she was crying too hard to remember the names. In his notes, Thompson wrote, Emma voiced that she was confused as to why her mom was sending her away. She was on track, volleyball, and soccer teams, and she didn't want to miss any games. Part Scottish and part Puerto Rican, Emma was slight with long, wavy blonde hair. Her parents, whose lives revolved around their church, admonished her for being aggressive towards them and for expressing her sexuality too freely. She watched lesbian pornography and had lost her virginity to an older boy. She often read romance novels late at night when she was supposed to be asleep. To avoid attracting her parents' attention, she used the light from the street to work on a novel that told a story similar to her own life. A young girl spends her early years in foster care, where she is abused until a Christian family saves her. To keep the ending upbeat, she found herself straying from the facts of her life. Emma worried that her parents, who had 3 biological children, considered her a burden. There was always a sense of exile, Emma said. Her mother sometimes told her, "If I have to love you from a distance, I will." After a 3-hour drive, Thompson pulled up to a ranch house in Lakeland, a small city in Central Florida. About 30 yards behind the house was a much larger one, with white shutters and a brick fence. Emma was escorted inside the second house and told to strip naked and bend over while she coughed, to prove she wasn't hiding any drugs. She was informed that this would be her new school. By the way, LA County jails got in trouble for doing the bending over and cough. On a side note, you guys, there was a huge lawsuit where like a bunch of people who were inmates during the time of that got money. So they got sued. It was a whole thing. So this place did that, the whole bending over and cough. That's what they used to do to people in jail. Just so you know, I know this poor girl. I'm so proud of the people who are sharing their story. Like they've been through so much. And, it's kind of like all the celebrities now speaking out about all those like wilderness camps and everything that they were sent to. And their parents, again, thought they were doing the best thing, the right thing, but it just, you never know. So just everybody do your research. Okay, so let's continue this article. Told to strip naked. Okay. So she had to do that to prove she wasn't hiding any drugs. She was informed that this would be her new school. It was called Teen Challenge, and she would remain there for at least 15 months. She was taken to her bedroom, which she would share with 4 other girls. She noticed a streak of mascara on her pillow, which she took as a sign that the previous occupant had been crying. The room had no doors, and floodlights in the hallways remained on all night. If anyone opened a window, alarms sounded. Wow. Teen Challenge, a network of nonprofits that has received tens of millions of dollars in state and federal grants, has more than 1,000 centers. Oh no. Okay, has more than 1,000 centers in the United States and abroad. George W. Bush has praised it as one of the really successful programs in America. The organization, which is affiliated with the Pentecostal Assemblies of God Church, is made up of centers for adolescents and adults seeking to overcome life-controlling issues, such as drug use, depression, or sexual I can't talk tonight. That you guys know what I'm trying to say. Many people are sent there by courts as an alternative to juvenile detention or jail. Same with those rehabs I was talking about, the cult one and then the working one. Well, they call it a working one. I think it's beyond that. Those places were also an option. If you didn't want to go to jail, many people will say, okay, I'll go to this place. So I think... And these places will come and pick people up in jail. Just in case you're not familiar, I know many of us have addiction problems, but not all of us have done the whole jail and rehab and stuff. So hopefully we're all learning a little something here. Okay. The school followed a Bible-based curriculum emphasizing character development, and a counselor gave Emma a thick handbook. Touching was forbidden, she learned. For her first 6 weeks, she would be a little sister. She had to stay 6 feet away from people, including staff. She was not allowed to speak except for to her two big sisters. Students who had been in the program for at least 6 months, and she could not enter a room unless her big sister accompanied her. Why, you guys? This is supposed to be a rehab. Why is she being treated like a hardened criminal? She watched porn. Oh my gosh. Like, if that's the case, like, I should be sent to prison for life. Like, I don't get it, you guys. I don't get it. I don't get it. The way she's being treated, she can't go anywhere without an escort. Like, she's trying to flee the country. This is insane to me. Oh, this just unlocked a memory. At the working rehab, you guys, that I went to, when we went to church, we weren't allowed to look at the opposite sex. People would, like, the opposite sex sat on one side, we sat on the other, and if you even turned your head, you could get kicked out of the program. Yeah, it's weird, Megan. It's almost like I don't want to say it because, like, allegedly, because they are a big place, and I am a little person. But let's continue this. Okay. At church, she had to sit between them. So that her sisters, she had to sit between them at church. The school was all girls, and contact with boys was prohibited. If she saw a boy at church, she had to look away. At one teen challenge in Oklahoma, students told me boys and men were called the others. The handbook warned against the act of condoning, the failure to report another student's misbehavior. The staff often repeated a phrase from the Gospel of Luke. Everything that is concealed will be brought to light and will be made known to all. When students break rules, they are often assigned character qualities, such as gratefulness or reverence. I need a sip of my soda here. Anybody else, when you get nervous, your mouth either goes really dry or you get a whole lot of spit? TMI, but this is a lot. Okay. When students break rules, they are often assigned character qualities, such as gratefulness or reverence. They must write over and over a paragraph summarizing the attribute, citing scripture up to 150 times. 150 times. I know. What are the others? Megan said we weren't allowed to speak to anyone outside who was allowed. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, it's not just me. I'm getting nervous. It could go one of two ways. Either my mouth is so dry I can hardly talk, or I get like all this spit at once. So sorry, I'm just being me. I'm just being honest. They must write over and over a paragraph summarizing the attribute, citing scripture up to 150 times. Another punishment, called silence, outlaws communication among students, including making gestures. Depending on the center, this form of punishment is also known as reflection or talking fast. Students given the discipline at some centers told me they had to wear ankle monitors or a yellow reflective vest. Yeah. Love you too, Megan. That makes me uncomfortable. Same. Whew. All right, hold on. I'm going to use my vape for a moment. It's my nicotine vape. Calm down. Anybody else vape or smoke, go ahead for a second. We ended on talking fast. I'm scared to lose our spot. And it gets worse, you guys. Okay. So many of these places just have the common theme of they break you down. They take everything away from you. Even your identity, anything you know about yourself, they break you down. They make you feel like shit. They want to control you. It's sad. And it's sad that these people have control. And if you guys watch BJ Investigates. She covers a lot of people who get stuck, and they call them like, I think there's something in Florida right now called the Florida Shuffle, where many of these rehabs, once you graduate, they'll find something wrong and they'll say you need to be sent back to another rehab, and they'll shuffle you around. And it's wild. And some of these places you really can't get out of. um, it's a lot. Zero talking, zero body movements. Megan, DM me. I want to know where you were, because I think I missed it and I missed your story. But clearly you were somewhere not okay. Ouch, I just sat on my inhaler. It went on my butt. Sorry, that hurts so bad. No nodding, no fidgeting. I remember in one of the one place where you couldn't, when you were in church and you weren't allowed to look at the opposite sex, I remember being very confused. Mind you guys, I was in my early 20s. I was very immature then. All I knew was drinking and partying. So my mental state, I was very, 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 very immature. But I remember being confused. I'm like, we can't look at the opposite sex, but we're supposed to be singing worship music, and the guy leading worship is he's a dude playing a guitar. Like, am I allowed to look? Like, where am I supposed to look? They have these weird rules. Why do you need escorts? I never understood that either. I know some places, like normal rehabs in the beginning, like when you first get there, yeah, you need an escort when you first go to the store or anything, because a lot of people take off, like, so it's kind of a thing where maybe if somebody's with you, you'll think twice about leaving. But it's just so many rules. They break you down. It's so sad. I did smoke vape for 5. I just quit last month. Congratulations. I was a heavy cigarette smoker. I picked it up in my whole rehab sober living shuffle thing I did. I picked it up there, and I didn't even count. I don't even know how long I know it's been years since I've had an actual cigarette, but I never really made a big celebration of the day because I wasn't sure I was going to keep it. So I didn't bother remembering it, but I do vape. I just haven't smoked an actual cigarette in a long time. It's like people are the lowest of low, or we wouldn't go. Yeah. We're so broken down and we're so vulnerable. And it's sad that people like this exist. And you guys, I was seeing on some of the videos where people are sharing their story of Teen Challenge, like they have a cult-like following. There's people that are like dragging these people. There's one person, I think it's the video we're going to watch first, because his video is like 30 minutes or shorter. I can't remember. We're going to save the longer one for another week, but I guess he had so many more comments, and I was looking through the comment section and people were like, you're lying, you're this, you're that. And then if you keep looking, more people are asking, like, why are all the comments being deleted about Teen Challenge? Like, even like the comments sticking up for him, like he's deleting all these comments, like he's scared of something. So they have a cult-like following. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully, I don't think they're going to care if I talk. I mean, I have a small channel, but I'm expecting if I talk about it, I might get some hate comments. But I'm a strong girl. I have pretty thick skin. I think I could take it. All right, let me take another puff of this vape and we're going to continue. Are you guys ready? Usually I mute it because I think it's so rude when people like puff and vape away the whole stream and you could hear it. But I think under these circumstances, I think I'm okay to vape. Okay, we left off Gospel of Luke. Hold on. The yellow reflective vest, we read that part. Hold on, now I lost where we were. Talking fast. Okay, I found us. Are we ready, you guys? All right. Sorry if I sound really spitty. I can't help it. Students given the discipline at some centers told me they had to wear an ankle monitor or a yellow reflective vest. As a little sister, Emma was put on skirts. She had to wear a knee-length skirt and flip-flops to make it difficult to run away. Should I read that again? Teen challenge, everybody. Emma was informed, no. As a little sister, Emma was put on skirts. She had to wear a knee-length skirt and flip-flops to make it difficult to run away. Emma was informed that when girls ran away or even spoke about the idea, their program was restarted, with 2 extra months added. She signed a civil rights waiver agreeing that Teen Challenge may call the local sheriff's office and or police department, hereafter third party, if I am being rebellious and non-cooperative. And such third party may handcuff me and take me away to juvenile detention. Teen Challenge no longer puts people on skirts or uses this waiver. That's what they added in. When Brittany Hottie, is it Hot or Hottie? I'll just say Hot, was arrived at the school 3 months before Emma was told about her status as a little sister, she asked her big sisters, "Is this a cult?" She said they exchanged glances and laughed. "I guess this is kind of like a cult," one responded. Brittany's parents had sent her to Teen Challenge after they discovered that she had been working at a brothel in Fort Lauderdale. Brittany, who was 16 years old, quickly saw that the only way to move through the program was to conform. I'm going to say that again. Brittany, who was 16 years old, quickly saw that the only way to move through the program was to conform. "I wish sometimes that I could brainwash myself," she wrote in her journal. "I'm tired of not being able to control my dreams. It's hard enough to control my thoughts when I'm awake." Whew, my heart breaks for her, you guys. The article continues, "It was clear to Brittany that Emma had a long way to go. When she got there, she was loud and defiant, and she just did not want to follow the rules. Brittany told me, I remember thinking to myself, she does not get it. That's not how this works. I'd rather be in jail too. I would." Like, knowing what I know now, like, if I put myself in that situation where my 10th drunk in public, where they said, you know, you either have to go to Teen Challenge or you need 6 months in county, I'd do 6 months. I would. I wouldn't go through this shit. I'm sure what I went through is a lot. It felt like a lot for me, but what Emma and Brittany have been through, we haven't even heard most of their story, just a little bit. I can't even imagine. Okay, yeah, conformity was key. No feminine hygiene products provided. Oh, I've been to a place like that too. You know what? One of these days we're just going to have to do a stream where we just talk about all of our experiences. All right, are you guys ready to continue? For a week, Emma felt sluggish and sick in the mornings. She asked her big sisters for permission to speak, and when they agreed, she said she was worried that she was pregnant. Her period was 2 weeks late. They assured her that owing to the stress of Teen Challenge, everyone's menstrual cycle got off track. They just saw this little blonde girl who has never done a drug in her life and looks like this sad little toy, Emma said. They were trained to believe that a little sister would lie. Another week without her period, as Emma walked by a counselor, she said, "I'm sorry, I know I'm not supposed to talk to anyone, but I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant." The counselor gave her a pregnancy test, instructing her to leave it on the bathroom sink and to return to the classroom. After the school day, the same counselor pulled Emma aside. The test was positive. The first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Can I have an abortion?" Emma told me. She looked shocked and she said, "That's not an option." In 2001, Teen Challenge had taken over a building in Lakeland occupied by Help Unfortunate Girls Incorporated, a home for women pregnant out of wedlock. The counselor told Emma that the directors of the school, Greg Del Valle, Valle, whatever that is, Valor Valley. A former Broward County deputy sheriff and his wife, Essie, had spoken with Emma's parents and formulated a plan. Like the women who had lived in the maternity home, Emma could carry her pregnancy to term and then give the baby up for adoption. The counselor told Emma, by God's grace and his strong hand, this program is equipped to have a pregnant teen. The directors instructed Emma to share her news. That night, 28 girls gathered on couches in a living room. I know I've been a lot to deal with, Emma told everyone. My emotions have been all over the place. That's because I'm pregnant. The directors allowed the girls a rare reprieve from the rule against touching. The director's daughter, who also worked there, embraced Emma. Then the other girls piled around them and everyone hugged. This is just so wrong on so many levels. I don't know. This is heartbreaking, I know. Students at Teen Challenge are permitted to talk on the phone with their parents once a week for 15 minutes. But Emma had lost this privilege for talking too many times when she was supposed to be silent. The directors handled the communication with Emma's parents and told Emma that they were committed to the adoption plan. She thought about running away, but didn't even know what city she was in. Emma was nearly 6 months pregnant when her phone privileges were restored, but she couldn't speak freely. Students prepared for their phone calls with a 3x5 card of topics to discuss. So they had note cards. They gave the students note cards, you guys. As the student handbook explained, a staff member sat next to them and took notes to make sure that there was no talk about the old life. This is a freaking cult. You can't talk about the old life. This is a cult. I just got goosebumps. Oh my gosh. Conversations had to follow the guidance provided by Ephesians 4:29. Let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only such a word as is good for edification, according to the need of the moment, that it may give grace to those who hear. If the conversation touched on forbidden subjects, the staff member ended the call. When Emma saw that there was no way for her to get an abortion, she began whispering to the other girls that she wanted to keep her baby. Emma had been born when her biological mother, who used drugs, was in jail. I hope Emma's doing amazing. Emma, wherever you are, I hope you're doing amazing in life. I pray so many blessings rain down on you tomorrow. You probably will never hear this or see this, but I hope that everything amazing happens for you. Emma had immediately been put in foster care, and she didn't want her child to grow up with the same sense of abandonment. This is sad, Cindy, but we're doing this for a reason. We're educating people. We're hoping Emma's doing amazing, and I promise you guys we're having a palate cleanser at the end of this live stream. Emma had immediately been put in foster care, but she didn't want her child to grow up with the same sense of abandonment. When anyone would even bring up my biological mother's name, Emma told me, it was like, don't you dare talk about her to me. There was just this oppressive feeling of unwantedness, but I couldn't identify the feelings for what they were. For talking, Emma and several other girls were placed on relationship restriction. Pairs of students who display unhealthy behaviors are told to act as if the other were dead. How much worse can this get? I mean, and this place still exists, you guys. People are being sent here all the time. All the time. Look up Teen Challenge. I don't think they're going away anytime soon. Whew. Relationship restriction? They must stay several feet apart and eye contact is forbidden. Cambry L. Halson, one of Emma's classmates, told me relationship restriction was often used to keep girls who were openly gay or presumed gay from communicating. Yeah, Lady D, wilderness camps are the same, exactly. Wow, it's for awareness. You guys, please share this video or this live stream. It needs to be talked about. Like, this place still exists. Kids are being sent here. Adults too. I'm saying, like, it's for everybody, but people are so vulnerable, and it's so easy to let somebody break you down and convince you the sky is green when you know it's blue. When you're at that point in your life, you're so broken. I can't imagine going through it as a teen. As an adult going through this stuff, my stuff seems like freaking nothing compared to this. My heart breaks. It's like these places shouldn't exist. They shouldn't. All right, so it says relationship restriction was often used to keep girls who were openly gay or presumed gay from communicating. It was like their preemptive strike. Michaela Aguiar, who was sent to the Lakeland Teen Challenge because she'd had a relationship with a girl, said that the directors told her homosexuality was a detestable sin that would prevent her from finding love and fulfillment. My heart breaks for them. Oh my gosh. Emma's pregnancy was almost never acknowledged, though other girls could pray for the baby by touching her belly. That would weird me out so bad. That would weird me out so bad. You can't touch or talk to anybody, but people can come up and touch your belly. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. So Emma's pregnancy was almost never acknowledged, though other girls could pray for the baby by touching her belly, an exemption from the no touching rule. Emma's roommate, Madison Koreff, who told me that she had tried to run away on her second day at Teen Challenge and was put on silence for nearly 10 months, told me, I used to pretend to pray over Emma just because I wanted to be able to touch someone. Several students told me that they identified with Offred, the heroine of The Handmaid's Tale, who says, I hunger to commit the act of touch. At meals, the students were disciplined for leaving food on their plates. When Emma complained that certain foods were making her nauseous, a staff member named Azella Walls surreptitiously intervened. I would walk by, put a napkin right underneath the table, and Emma would slip the food into my hand, Walls told me. Sometimes one of the other girls would call the staff to distract them from what Emma and I were trying to do. Many of the employees at Teen Challenge have recently graduated from Teen Challenge programs themselves, becoming lifers. Besides the directors, Walls was one of the few employees who had children. They would always tell me, take off your mother hat, stop using your mother skills, Walls said. She tried to express her affection to the girls in subtle ways that wouldn't offend the staff. Oh my gosh, Hugh, we're talking about Teen Challenge, which I'm sure you've heard of. If you haven't, Google it. It's supposed to be a rehab, but basically it's a cult. And they get away with doing really horrible things to people. And they're still open, and they're all over. They're all over. They're all over. There's one in California. There's Utah. There's, I think, we've been hearing about a Florida one. So there's so many. On a night shift, Walls brought Emma into a private conference room and pulled out a laptop that was connected to the internet, which the girls were normally forbidden to access. Online, Emma found a residential Christian program in Fort Lauderdale for single mothers who wanted to go to school or work while raising a baby. Emma made arrangements for the program to pick her up. All she needed was her parents' signature, approving the transfer. I didn't know it was that. but I watch Eight Passengers. I used to, not because I liked them, because I was like, if you guys have ever seen it, you didn't watch it because you liked it. You wanted to know, like, are the kids okay? I remember when he got sent. I remember the difference from when he got sent to when he came back. I didn't know it was Teen Challenge, though. Did they ever call it Teen Challenge? Yeah, some things are disguised as a wellness retreat. Exactly. Or a wellness camp. Exactly. But yeah, this place is all over. The article we're reading, I will put in the description of this live stream so you guys can go back and read it. All right. So all she needed, you guys, was to go to this awesome place where she could work and go to school and raise her baby. She just needed her parents' signature. That's all she needs. Okay. When Emma was 7 months pregnant, she told Essie, the co-director, that she had found a program that would allow her to keep her baby. She said that Essie responded, "Go ahead, run it by your parents." By the time she talked to her parents at her scheduled weekly phone call, they had already been informed of the plan. They told Emma that they would not sign the form. They wanted her to get the full benefits of Teen Challenge. Like all the residents' parents, they had signed a contract unconditionally giving Teen Challenge control of their child. According to a 2020 version of the form, parents agreed not to interfere with the custody or management of said minor in any way. This is so wrong anyways. You should never send your kids to a place where you sign over your rights as a parent. Hell no, don't ever do that. I was in Vision Quest. I see VQ has something from 2020 when I Googled the spelling. Oh, wow. I'll have to look those up. There's so many places you guys we're going to have to talk about. I don't think we're going to do this like every day because this is a heavy subject, but maybe like once a week, we'll talk about a new place because, like I said, these places just get away with it. But this terrifies me. You should never have to sign over your rights as a parent. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. And why would you want to do that? I'm talking about, okay, I know it's going to get thrown in my face. You did it to go to rehab. Yes, I did. To my daughter's father, to her father, a parent. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's already been an hour. Okay, I got to finish this article so we could watch the video. I guess if anything, okay, I got to stop talking. Girl, I literally just messaged you about Unstoppable Morgan asking if your views went up if she was in the tags. You know what? Unstoppable Morgan, speaking of cults, has a very scary following. And not that I'm scared of them, but it's like insane to deal with them when you upload a video about her. Breezy can say 45. Okay. We got to finish reading this so we could watch the video. Okay, so they would not sign the form. They wanted her to get the full benefits of Teen Challenge. According to a 2020 version of the form, parents agreed not to interfere with the custody or management of said minor in any way. At a recent family orientation for the Lakeland Teen Challenge, which was recorded, the director, a young man who, with his wife, replaced the dull vowels when they retired, instructed parents not to believe their daughters when they complained about the program. That's terrifying. They're telling people to not believe their kids. Ooh. Know that number one, that's a lie, he said. It's all a ploy, he went on. It's all a tactic to wear you down, to get you to pull them out of the program. Every student at Teen Challenge is encouraged to read The Cross and the Switchblade, a memoir by David Wilkerson, the organization's founder. It's a cult. This is a cult. The book, published in 1963, sold millions of copies in its first decade in print and was turned into a Hollywood movie starring Pat Boone as Wilkerson. A white pastor in rural Pennsylvania, Wilkerson read an article in Life in 1958 about a murder committed by an adolescent gang members in Brooklyn. He could not get the story out of his mind. I was dumbfounded by a thought that sprang suddenly into my head. Full blown, he wrote. Go to New York City and help those boys. This is so creepy. He followed the command and drove east. He befriended teenagers, many of them addicted to heroin, on the streets of Brooklyn and Harlem, sharing his wish for them to begin life all over again with the fresh and innocent personalities of newborn children. Soon, he decided to move to the city to become a full-time gang preacher. A full-time gang preacher, folks. As he described it, in 1960, he established the first Teen Challenge Center, a few blocks from Fort Greene Park in Brooklyn, opening the home to gang members, prostitutes, addicts, and other young outcasts. We still get tempted, a 12-year-old there explained to a visitor, but now when we do, we always run into the chapel and pray. Wilkerson took a broad, undifferentiated view of addiction. Any vice or even sorrow constituted grounds for admission. We believe in the total cure of the total man, Wilkerson wrote. Only God can grant that kind of cure. Wilkerson helped pastor... Wait. Okay. I'm just going to keep going. Wilkerson helped pastors and Christian leaders across the country open centers, which were eventually... Is he saying that he believes that you're cured from alcoholism? Sorry, I got stuck on that for a moment. That's why I paused. Because, I believe in God. I'm not religious at all. I'm not religious. But I believe God cured me from my obsession to drink. But he's never going to, cure me from completely being an alcoholic, because alcohol is horrible for me. I have no business drinking it. I believe that he gives me the strength to not drink every day, that he helps me. But are they saying that they believe in the total cure? Like you will no longer be an addict after you complete their program? Is that what I'm getting from this? Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it just dawned on me they're preaching if you complete everything that they want you to do, that you'll be completely cured by God. Okay, so we believe in the total cure of the total man. Wilkerson wrote, only God can grant that kind of cure. Wilkerson helped pastors and Christian leaders across the country open centers, which were eventually designated by age. There were recovery centers for adults and boarding schools for adolescents. It's almost like a franchise, Wilkerson told the Times in 1972. The newspaper praised Wilkerson for his absolute model of simplicity, directness, and total non-sophistication, including that the program worked where programs that were far more advanced and professional and costly often failed. In the 1970s, Teen Challenge was one of many treatment programs that skewed a medical approach to addiction, a model that had produced disappointing results. Autocratic in structure, these therapeutic communities, the most famous one was Synonym in California, emphasized rituals of spiritual cleansing, minimal contact with the outside world. It's a cult. Minimal contact with the outside world. And the exchange of personal stories, which tended to follow a similar arc. They began in sin and ended in redemption. But most of these communities were short-lived. They often took on cult-like dimensions, a shift that was perhaps inevitable since their purpose was to control behavior and re-educate people. Okay, so the article goes on, but I think we have the general idea. Are you guys ready to watch someone's experience? We're going to watch a video. I will link, like I said, this article. Let me just do it really fast. I'll put it in the chat because if we keep reading, I think it seems like a whole magazine on it, and I don't know that I could stay up till 2 a.m. But I think we have the general idea, right? Here's the article if you guys want to read this. It's really interesting. I mean, it tells you a lot. So let me look at the chat for a second. He's one of them. We choose our addictions. We did this to ourselves. God can make us stop. Yeah. God makes people rich for sure. So lucrative. We are in their being. All right, you guys, are we ready for the video? All right, let's take a 1 second. A 1 second breather. After we watch the video, you guys, we're going to hear about someone's experience, and then I promise we're going to do a palate cleanser. And I think maybe once a week, we can talk about this stuff. I mean, it's fun to laugh at Foodie Beauty and all that other stuff, but there's like real life issues going on. And no, I don't want my channel to become like this whole place where I'm talking like politics, religion, all of that stuff. Cause no, like that's just not me. But this stuff hits close to home. And I just think we need to talk about it more. So many folks lurking and not typing. That's okay. I'd rather them lurk than like start crap during a live like this. You know what I mean? So lurk away. They can lurk and be respectful. That's fine with me. So Hugh, have you heard of it? I know that you're in the recovery field. Have you heard of Teen Challenge? It's insane. All right, let me get ready to share this screen. Oh, wait, let me get the video up. So the video is by exposing, the channel is titled Exposing Troubled Teen Industry. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So like I said, when I started reading the comments on this video, I'll link the video too in the description. It was weird. Like there was some people that were going hard for him. And if you look up Teen Challenge in the YouTube search, you guys will find some other videos. But if you look in the comments, like they definitely have a cult-like following. But on this video specifically, when I went down, people are like, who's deleting all the comments? Like, why are they all getting deleted? So I hope this person is okay. The video is titled Teen Challenge Rehabilitation Program Warning. It's about 17 minutes long. So we'll watch this. Oh, hold on. You talked before I shared you. Hold on. All right. Yeah, you've heard of Teen Challenge, but I didn't really know it was here just on the West Coast, and people don't want to file after recovery because they're scared their addiction knocked their credibility. Yeah. So many people, like I said, are in jail too, and like the judge will give them this option. So it's like, I don't know. But at this point, if anybody watches this video and you're ever, God, I hope you're never in that predicament. But like at this point, I'd probably choose jail. I'm just saying, I would choose it for myself. I hope I'm never in this situation again. But if I am, I know what I'm choosing. I know what I'm choosing. Can you guys see it? Because my computer is lagging right now. Coil, hi. 6 years recovery, but with NA. I'm in Scotland. We have a teen challenge here. Really? Have you heard anything about the teen challenge there, Coil? And good to see you, by the way. All right. Here we go, you guys. Trigger warning. Because he even put a warning in his title. So I'm gonna
get my channel started by making a video that would.
I'm gonna mute myself for a bit unless I want to talk, because if I don't, I'm just gonna keep talking and I really want to hear what he has to say.
Like to address to
I'll
some
be in the
people
chat.
who are thinking about attending the program, the Christian rehabilitation program known as Teen Challenge. Now, before I get into this, I'm sorry that this is shaking. I'll try my best not to shake it. But anyway, before I get into this, I just want to say that when this program is run under the right people, under the right circumstances, in the right places, it is a phenomenal program that has saved many lives. So I am not putting it down completely, but that is far and wide. And what I would like to tell you today is that there are many cons to this program that you need to be aware of before you go ahead and take this step. First things first, this program, since it's a religious thing, it operates outside of a lot of the laws. All right, and I'm not a lawyer, but pretty much this sums it up. The religious exemption protects the programs from inspections by the state's Department of Children and Families, which means students can be imprisoned or shackled, and unlike with licensed youth programs, can be denied contact with their parents and prevented from accessing
Okay, really
child
fast.
abuse hotlines. So,
Okay, really fast, baby blue. We are talking about I'm going to say rehab, but I'm using that term very loosely. Titled Teen Challenge or called Teen Challenge. We're starting off with a softer video. There's other videos that go into a lot of detail and are harder, but I feel like we need to work up to it. So, this person is telling their experience with the rehab. If you go towards the beginning of the live, we read an article where we hear about people's experience and how they were treated. And just to give you an idea of what it's like, I would choose jail. I would choose a year in jail or 6 months in jail over going to that place. They strip you of your rights and of any identity that you had, which when we are at that point of our life, we are struggling to find an identity. So, whatever little bit that you had, they will take away from you. It's bad. It's very bad. So, it's a heavy topic, but it needs to be talked about. We just have to. So I hope that kind of brought you up to speed. I'm trying not to talk too much while he's talking because I want to learn more and I want to be educated, and I have a tendency to overtalk. So I'll be in the chat.
with that in mind, it's yeah, you see what I'm getting at. Anyway, pretty much this program is now a franchise. There is a corporate on top of it, but all of this little locations, they're all franchises. They're run by independent owners. Most of these locations are pretty much the owner's own property, or they're running out of property. You're going to get there. First thing that happens is that you sign a contract. You're pretty much giving them all rights to you. Um, so what's going to happen is they're going to strip you down, take everything that you know could allow you any kind of access to the outside world. No cell phones, um, no money whatsoever. They check your belongings. You're not allowed to have certain products, cologne, stuff like that. You get there, and this is one thing you got to understand. Most people that go to this program are court ordered. So therefore, if they fail, they go to jail for a very long time.
See?
Remember that, because that mindset is what makes this program pretty bad sometimes.
So I know in the creepy rehabs that I had talked about, Baby Blue, by the way, you'll hear about some of my experiences. It's nothing compared to what others have gone through. But many people have been in jail for, I remember the one rehab specifically, there was a lot of women in there who did the whole street life, and um, they were scared of being sent back. I remember one girl was scared of her pimp finding her. Like, they hold this kind of stuff over your head. Like, do you want to go back to that? Do you want so and so to find you? You want to go back to jail? So like you feel like you have to conform. But I don't think people realize jail would probably be much easier. Like, I don't know. These places scare the shit out of me. I'm being honest. Like, I'm terrified of these places. I don't think you should have to sign your rights over as a parent to a rehab. Is that normal? I don't think so. I would never, if my daughter needed help, I would be the first to get her help. Like, I wouldn't be the enabling, like, oh, maybe you'll get better. It's like, let's address this now. Let's get help. I would never ever sign my rights over to somebody that is not her parent. That's so scary to me.
Um, Now, there's a difference between people that go there in their own free will and the ones that are court ordered. You get there, and pretty much everybody, it's tradition, to greet you, make you feel like your family and stuff, but it doesn't stay that way. You're going to get there, and you're going to realize that this sucks. Okay. This program, it claims to be non-denominational, but in fact they are pretty much Pentecostal. And if you're not familiar with that denomination, it pretty much puts emphasis on speaking in tongues, um, moral living, repent of sins type doctrine,
Okay, I see
um,
what you're saying.
stuff along that
No
edge.
judgment.
They're more
I get
works
what he's saying.
based than grace. Now, when you get there, they are not any type of medical facility. They will not give you any type of medications to help you if you're going there and you're about to detox. Now, because they operate out
which is freaking dangerous because I cannot remember which celebrity it was now, but I almost think that she went to a teen challenge. She was sent somewhere in Pasadena, which I think there's a teen challenge there and then another scary rehab. There's actually a few there. Um, there's a lot of good ones in Pasadena, but there's a few that are scary. There was a celebrity that was sent there, and I'm almost wondering if it was something like Teen Challenge and she was detoxing from alcohol and something else. She had a seizure in her sleep and passed away. That is very dangerous that these places do not want to give you medication. That's terrifying. Like alcohol withdrawal, you can die. You can die. There's a good chance if you're a heavy drinker and you just stop like that, something you're not going to just detox nicely. Like it doesn't work like that.
outside of a lot of laws, they will not call for medical support unless they make the call. So if you're sitting there having a seizure and stuff, a lot of them will come and pray over you and stuff. And
Pray over you.
prayer is healing. Um,
Oh
like I
my
truly
gosh.
believe that, but there's a limit. There's it. You
Pray over you. Many of you guys know my story. I had a grand mal seizure. I was found choking on my own vomit in my house. Lived alone at this point because I was really bad in my addiction. But my parents had a feeling to go check on me. My dad said something kept telling him, like, Jenny's not okay, by the way. My name has already been doxxed. Like, you need to go check on her. My parents came and they found me. I was on the floor. I was choking on my own vomit. My lips were blue. Had they have not checked on me, I would not be here today. And that was because I was detoxing from alcohol. Do you want to know that same day I also had a stroke? I spent weeks upon weeks in the ICU. You cannot just detox on your own. You cannot from alcohol. Other things, I don't know. Other things maybe probably from alcohol. You cannot detox on your own. You have to have medication. You have to wean off. You cannot be a heavy drinker for 10 years and one day decide to quit. You cannot. I'm just telling you. This
you
is
have to
really
have reason
scary.
with this. If somebody is addicted to
Oh my gosh.
benzodiazepines, their nervous system has been very depressed for a very long time. If they come off of that,
Yes,
it's going to
benzos
throw their
too.
brain off tremendously. They will have seizures, they will convulse, and they can die. And it does not matter what type of substance you are addicted to, they will cut you off cold turkey completely. The most that you can probably get out of them is maybe an aspirin or and I'm actually, yeah, no, they won't even give you Benadryl to help you sleep. But anyway, they'll just throw you on a detox mat and they completely deprive you of all stimuli. Now, you might not know this, but you think that, you only have a problem with the substance. But in fact, the human brain is addicted to any sort of stimuli, whether it's music, conversations, um, just anything that keeps your mind busy. You're all cut off from all this, and you don't realize how much that stuff will actually help you in your recovery until you have that taken away as well. You are pretty much isolated on a bed, and while you're sick, there's a rule. You cannot get up, and everything's timed. You can only get up to go to the bathroom
Are
at
you
certain
serious?
times. If they catch you out of the bed, they punish you, and they do something
They
at certain
punish you.
locations called, I think it's called the red light punishment, where they will take out a Bible and force you to write everything that Jesus said in red. If you mess up, they take it from you, make you do it again. Those of you that are coming off drugs know how hard it is.
Do you guys remember the story I shared about the rehab that after you woke up, you had to go sit? It was like in this cubicle and you had to memorize Bible verses for a few hours. And then at the end of it, they would quiz you. And I would always get it wrong for like the rest of the week that I was there. They belittled me, made me feel like shit for not memorizing Bible verses. Some people truly cannot, like, my brain cannot do that. Do you hear what he's saying? These places are cults. And you know what? I'm putting this up on. Thank you, Hugh, for sharing this. Hugh said, if you need help, please contact 800-662-HELP 4357. That's the national helpline for SAMHSA. I'm saying it wrong. SAMHSA. or reach out and I'll make sure to give Breezy the info you need your area funding. Um, I will share my email in the chat, you guys. I'm also on IG. I'm also on Twitter, the same name as here. If you ever need resources, I am happy to help you find them. Um, Sometimes it might take me a minute to respond back, but I will always respond. I know Hugh, I think you're on Instagram. Hugh also is in the recovery field and can definitely help you find resources. We would definitely work together to help you if you need help, okay? So, so many of us that are on this channel, in the comment section, even in here now, we're recovering from something, or if we're not, we have been through something, or a family member or a friend. Feel free to ask questions, like no judgment here. And I seriously have probably done almost everything there is to do. So, like, no judgment from me. No judgment. I'm happy to answer questions. Thank you, Hugh, for sharing that with us. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's continue. I'm going to vape. This is a lot, you guys. It definitely puts my little problems in my life right now. It definitely gives me a new perspective. Like, are things really that rough? Like, I have a roof over my head. I have freedom. You know, I don't have to ask anybody to go out the door or if I can pee. I'm not in jail. I'm not running the streets anymore. Life is pretty damn good. Life is pretty damn good.
Is to concentrate, you're going to mess up. And not only that, the amount of sheer bathroom trips that you have to take is going to cause you to get up. You're going to
Hold on.
violate it, and most of them
Hold
have
on.
grace. I will give them that, but there are
This
some.
needs to be said really fast too. And knowing how good life is right now, one bad decision can wind me back up in a place like Teen Challenge or at the Linwood Jail over near Compton. So let this be a moment you guys reflect on everything good in your life right now and how we don't want to mess that up. Nothing is worth us messing it up, right?
Some of them that just do not care. They will force you to sit down, and this is dangerous. Okay, if you sit down for long periods of time without being able to move, you can get a blood clot in your leg, and it can move
Yep.
up to you, further up into your lungs or your brain, and it can kill
Hey,
you.
Carrie.
Um, but they don't really take that into consideration. Um, Pretty much, yeah, they will support you through it, but you are going to be so miserable that you will not even care. You're going to immediately be homesick, and you're going to miss everybody that you've ever had any sort of relationship with. They will not allow you any communication with your family for the first 2 weeks. The following, you know, once the 14 days are up, you get a 10 to 15-minute phone call only with your immediate guardians, your family members, or your wife or husband,
Why
or
though? Why
children.
that
But
amount of
if
time?
you have a family and you're trying to talk to them and catch up with them and find out how they're doing,
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes and talking to multiple family members at a time, it just doesn't cut it. You are not able to cover any sort of emotions you want to get out or get
No.
support back, and they do not care. They will take the phone away from you and just say, get on with it. Um, Also, they will not allow any sort of communication, letters or anything to,
That's
if you're
weird.
in a relationship with a girlfriend, even if you have a kid with a girl or they have kids and you care about them, they will not allow you to any sort of communication. Most people that come in there usually end up
You can
breaking
get
up with the
mail when
person
you're
that
in
they
jail.
love, or they will, you know, I've seen them go through
You
divorce
get visits
processes.
in jail.
Uh, and they don't care. They'll just back it
I've
up.
been
They,
in jail
if
before I
you will
go
sit
this
there,
way.
even if it's something legal and you have to take
Mm-mm.
care of paperwork, you are cut off from it. You cannot take care of it. Your problems will pile up. And I'm not saying God can't take care of it outside of this, but more than likely you're going to leave with more problems than what you came in
Wow.
with. Now, also, you're going to want to leave. And so do the people that are court ordered. And they see the people that come as their own free will as, I don't know, they're jealous of it. A lot of them have
You
completely
can
ruined
even
their
have an
lives. They have
iPad
nothing
in
to go
jail
back
now,
for,
Hugh.
which is sad.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I pray that they get it sorted.
This tells you the type of person I was before. But like there's this ex that I have. I don't even know if you would count him an ex. I was in my 20s and not doing very well, but he'll like message me every once in a while, and he was telling me that his baby mamas, and it's not funny, but I'm laughing cuz like he broke up with me because of my drinking problem. But like now he's out there and his baby mama's in jail. It's not funny, it's just weird how life works. And I remember like how I was made to feel at that time like I was never going to get my life together and like I was a piece of shit, and like look at me now, like I'm doing pretty good. But he was telling me, "Oh yeah, I got her an iPad." Like, and I'm like, "You can have an iPad in jail?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you just put money on the books, and I guess you can. They even have email addresses now. Like, you can email in jail, and there's actual like FaceTime calls." Like, they didn't have any of that when I was in jail. I had a payphone, and you had to wait in line to use. And like you only got a few minutes. I remember one time I was on the phone for 2 minutes and someone got the phone and literally whacked me in the head with it. It was not a fun experience. But there's more people in jail have more rights than people in rehab just trying to go and get sober or clean. Does that like let that sink in?
Sort it out. But they had this mentality where if I'm going to suffer, I'm going to make sure you suffer. The mental abuse there is beyond torturous. They will they will get to the point where they will say, "You leave, you die. Um, if you leave, you're going to hell. This is the only way. God wants you here." And mind you, this is a year-long program. A year is a lot of time for stuff to happen that
A
you won't
year
be able
long
to
program. That's
take
a
care
long
of.
time.
Um, Family members could die. They, I mean, they'll pray for you, but that's about it. You can't get a hold of
Pray for
anybody.
you.
They will not allow it. Period. Um, I really wanted to leave since the fourth day. I didn't leave until a little after 2 weeks in. I said I wanted to leave the fourth day. It literally took them
You
that
stayed
long to
longer
go
than
ahead and
I
go
would
through with
have.
the paperwork and just sign something down. Um,
I would have chopped my own toe off to
when I
get out
wanted
of
to
that
leave, the
place.
person
Like,
said
you would
that
not
I'm
catch
going
me
to end up
staying
just
there.
like my father, and he died. I was done with that place. They were just telling me that they pretty much said, "We're not even going to pray for you." I had a kid say, "I'm not going to pray for you anymore. You're doing this to yourself." And you know what? You pray for anybody, whether it's your enemy or anybody. If they ask for a prayer, you do it. Okay? That's what
Okay.
God would do. That's what you should do.
Okay. I don't really
Um,
want to preach right now, though.
and also, if you go there and you're a homosexual, you best believe they will try everything within their power to make you not. Um,
No. That's
they
sad,
will
you guys.
literally
That's
mentally
horrible.
manipulate you. It's almost cultish. I would say it's pretty much more like
It's
a
a
cult than it
cult.
is a church. Because
Is
you can
she?
recognize a cult when they say our way is the only way, when it's God's way. And they will say, other churches don't have it, blah, blah, blah. You can't just go out and read the Bible on your own. You can't just have a relationship with God on your own. You have to stay here. And also, the entire time, they're going to talk you into an apprenticeship
A what?
where not only after you complete the program,
Uh huh.
but they will house you and employ you there. And
It's a
they
cult.
will manipulate you any way that they can, and they will not allow any access to the outside world even
It's a
after
cult.
that. And if they do, it's very limited. You're not allowed to have a relationship. You're not allowed to do any of that. You are devoted, hook, line, and
Wow.
sinker for life to this program if you go ahead and start an employment there. Um,
That'll really make you regret that first
Now,
drink you ever had.
the
Shoot.
instructors
Damn.
are previous, attendees that have graduated. These people have a pride issue that they literally believe that they have overcome sin, and they will literally just mentally torture you
Wow.
and say, you're not really saved, yada yada yada.
That's sad.
Why, if you're saved, you should be doing this. You should give all this up, and they don't understand that. Like, well, I don't know. Some of them I don't believe are really saved, and I think they trust in their works more because they think that they've overcome this. They have this ego, and it's like, look at me. Look how much I've changed my life, and they'll throw
Wow.
God's name on the end of
Conversion
it. But for
therapy.
real, it's
That's
not
what it
of God.
is. That's
Um,
sick.
Now let's talk about the turnover rates and how much this program brings in. Now,
Okay.
this program is a high turnover rate for obvious reasons, but
How do people
When
get
you
on
go there,
there though?
it costs $1,400 down per person up front. After that, it's
1,400.
$400 per month for the housing. Um, that totaled up would be $6,200 per person for the first year. Well, for the only year, hopefully. Um,
Wow.
now, 6 months in, you'll switch to a different phase, phase two. Now, this you are forced for pretty much it's work study. So you go ahead and you get a job, and they set up the job for you. Now, I'm not giving away my location, but the specific one that um, I was familiar with,
Yeah,
the job
cave,
was
huh?
you went to a turkey factory, and
A turkey
you were
factory.
supposed to take turkeys and live hang them. So pretty much, shove a hook up where the
No,
sun don't shine
no,
and
no,
kill
no,
the turkey.
no, no,
Um,
no, no. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for that. Hold on, I need a moment. I was not prepared for that. Ooh, I was strong through the whole thing. Then you mentioned an animal. Okay. Ooh, I'm from the UK, but my family is from the US. It's crazy in the US. Um, it's crazy what these places are allowed to get away with. And it's crazy how many of them hide behind religion and like use God as the excuse to be able to get away with what they're doing. It's wild to me. It's yeah, I had to stop. I don't think I realized, Aaron. I don't think I realized. I think we have the general idea. If you want to watch this video, um, you can. I will share the link in the description. I think we need a palate cleanser. I think we have a general idea. We can talk about everything we've learned. I'm just scared to now watch the rest of this video. Um, I don't know. I can't. I'm very sensitive when it comes to animals. Like I obviously love people and I care about people. I just wasn't expecting that to be thrown in there. So it kind of felt like a little kick to the gut for a second. Um, it's expensive, but I was thinking, do you know, I had a friend who went to Betty Ford, and I think for a month there, I think it was 30 grand. It might have not even been a month. Um, they were there around the same time as Lindsay Lohan. Um, and told me stories, but I don't know if I'm allowed to share them. But I think it may have been either 21 days, maybe just short of a month, but it was 30 grand to go to Betty Ford. And basically, what you get to do there is feed ducks and you ride horses and you do Pilates and yoga and you're fed like the best food. And it's basically it's a rehab. You do learn a lot, like you learn tools, but it's a very comfy and cozy type of rehab. You're not waking up at the crack of dawn and working all day and writing people asking for money. It's not that kind of a place. Um, yeah, I wasn't prepared for it. We definitely need to have a smile. Animals are off limits. They are the most innocent of souls. I definitely want to expose this place even more now. Like that lit a fire under my ass. Again, I'm not trying to say like I feel bad. Like we've heard a lot of very heartbreaking things. Um I don't know. It's when it comes to animals, it's just I don't know how to describe it. Like you said, they don't have a voice, so it's very sad that a place is making harming animals part of their therapy. That's very sick and very disgusting and tells me a lot about this place. We already learned more than enough, but that kind of just that sealed the deal for me. And this place needs to be exposed. So do you guys want to watch like a crazy TikTok story or like a weird dating story? Um, we need something to laugh at. Rehab is so expensive. Some even in Cali aren't accredited. It's pretty much boarding. Yeah, see, you know what? I always had to pay when I went to sober livings. Like sober livings were not free. I think it's very hard, at least in the area I live in, to find a free sober living. But rehabs, you can find a lot of free ones. A lot of places, like if you find like expensive ones, you can ask for like if they have a scholarship or something, because some people do donate and like we'll say, okay, the next person who wants to get in, if they can't afford it, I'd like to pay for a month or whatever. But I always got the places where they had like a bed, that I guess the government funded or whatever. So I never had to pay for rehab. I did have to pay a lot for sober livings. I remember rent at one sober living was and this is for a bed at a sober living, was like over $800. So it's expensive. It's very expensive, and these places make a lot of money. Um, Crazy that's the thing, because some of these kids probably hurt, and I can't even think about it. Minka, hello. I'm Kelly sober currently, so I'm trying to catch up slowly. I am Kelly sober too. I don't know if you guys know that about me. I find a lot of relief from using like CBD. I do use THC. No, I'm not sitting taking bong rips, like dancing around naked through the tulips, though that does sound like a lot of fun. I can't even lie. I use it to like treat medical problems. So I have degenerative disc disease. I do still have a lot of pain in one side from my stroke I had. I have a rod in my spine. I also have ADHD, if you couldn't tell. I think it's painfully obvious, but I can't take pills because my brain, um, how do I describe this? Okay, an antidepressant, for example. I learned that if you snorted it in sober living, like everybody else was doing on this one certain antidepressant that everybody asked for, if you snorted it, you would feel the effects fast, and it would feel almost like a cola rush. And I wish I didn't learn that. Somebody taught it to me, and it carried to a bad habit that I did many, many years. And then it became, oh, can I snort this medication? Can I? So I'm being very honest right now. I had a very bad addiction problem. So mainly it was alcohol. I would sell my kidney for alcohol. I would sell my toe for alcohol. Like I would do anything for alcohol. That's how I was. Um, Pills, other drugs, I would do it if it was there. Weed, I never had an issue with. Weed, I never really even did in my addiction because that's not what I wanted. I wanted an instant drunk or an instant really big high, if that makes sense. So, anyways, in my recovery, what I have found is I don't do the AA traditional thing. While that works for a lot of people, I have found what works for me in my life. And I am over 5 years sober from alcohol, but I do daily take a puff or two off of a THC vape. Yes, I do. Or every once in a while, if I'm feeling a little wild, I'll have a gummy. So that's my story. Am I telling everybody to go out and smoke pot? No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I found what works for me. And I think with everybody, you have to find what works for you. AA and NA doesn't work for everybody. It works for a lot of people. But to say that that's the only way is very close-minded. I know I get a lot of people that come and tell me, it's slowed down, but I used to get it daily. You're not really sober because you smoke pot. It's like, pot? I wouldn't give my last dollar to. I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like it never got me into trouble. Smoking weed never landed me in jail. Alcohol did. Drugs did. So for me, I'm about harm reduction. I don't believe everything is so black and white. I think if you used to inject things and you found that THC helps you not do that, I think good for you and you do you. Does that make sense? Um, does sound fun. No judgment. I love it. Yeah, we are 420 friendly over here. We are not the big book and is the only way to go. Well, like I said, I believe it and I respect it. I think it helps a lot of people. I think if everybody worked certain steps, I think the world would be a happier place, but I don't believe it's the only way to get and stay sober. Does that make sense? Yes, Hugh, I agree. It is, and you know what? My doctors know that I'm on it. I'm very honest with everyone in my life. My family knows. And my parents are very, you have to realize my parents are very like straight edge. Don't drink, don't do any of that stuff. So they know that I'm on it and they support me. My baby daddy is very supportive. He says it helps you. If it changed you, we would have a different conversation, but it helps you, you know, and you will never know if I use it or not. You will never know if I had a hit of a vape during this stream, before this stream, 2 hours before this stream. You will never know. Because it doesn't affect me like that. Does that make sense? Um, and I'm proud of you guys. Pot keeps me sane from the pain and helps keep me away from wanting to go back to benzos and alcohol. Yeah, it's just a safer alternative for me. Like, I don't want to be on a bunch of different pain medications. Like, I just don't want to. It doesn't make me feel good. I don't know how to describe it. I just don't want to be on 8 different things. I'd rather take a puff off my vape if I'm in pain, or if I'm having so much trouble focusing that I can't complete a task. So, but like I said, am I telling everybody to go do it? No, I'm saying it helps me. It might help you too, but definitely, if you're even thinking about it, with everything in my life these days, like any decision I make, I always think of pros and cons. So if you're thinking about it, is it right for me in my journey? I'd write out the pros and cons, and you really have to sit and think if it's something that you want to do, if you want to risk what you have going on. So definitely sit and think about it. Don't just say, oh, Breezy said it helps her, so tomorrow I'm going to go and buy a bong and start my new journey and grow my armpit hair long and dance in the tulips. Like, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying it helps me. Um, yeah, I've never neglected anything in my life because of it. Same, Megan. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't like change my like, for me, alcohol, I would drink to black out and be drunk. For the stimulants I would do it to be wooed out of my mind, and just like I didn't want to think about what was really going on in life, so I wanted to just be high on whatever. Whatever the substance was. I've pretty much done it all. So weed doesn't do that. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still a productive, functional person, mom, daughter, sister. Am I smoking pot while my daughter's in the next room? No. So let's just clear that up right now. You know, I'm very responsible, and um, my daughter also has a dad in another family. So, you know what I mean? I'm very responsible. Um, yeah, I'm a bit slow down. The armpit hair, I don't know. If it was more socially acceptable, I would probably grow long arm hair. I hate shaving. I'm just being honest. This is a late night stream. We've talked about it all. I feel like we're closer than ever at this point. So I'll just get honest. I cannot stand shaving. Like, if I could get away with it, I wouldn't do it. But unfortunately, I have a significant other, and people have to see me, and I don't know. I don't think my daughter wants to walk around with me in public while my like armpit hair is dragging on the floor. But if I could get away with it, I wouldn't do it. I would live my best hippie life. I would buy a giant RV and park in a field and live there and grow my own garden and vegetables and live off the land. Like, I would be that hippie person, but it's just not. I can't do it. I have a family, so yeah, Megan, I don't want to feel like I need something anymore. Exactly. Not a Chantel smoking. If you're thinking about it, probably don't. Yeah. That's a thing too. If you have to sit and think about it, then don't do it. That's great advice. Okay, so let me pull up. It's this channel. We watched one video by this channel before. It was on Anessa Rossi. Remember, if you guys saw the live stream, it was a woman who basically said that her husband faked his own death, and she was, I don't know, I think she's a pathological liar, but she gave us like this wild story. And then her husband created a TikTok account just to come on and say, hey, I'm not dead, and I didn't pretend I was dead. And it was this wild rabbit hole. Anyway, so we watched the video, and I kind of fell in love with the channel. Is it past No Shave November already? I wish it was No Shave November permanently. I really do. Um, and now I have to shave because it's summer and I'm going to be swimming. I'm going to the beach, and I don't want to chase everybody off of the poor beaches. So I have to shave, but I really wouldn't. Like, that's one thing about me. I'm a very clean person. I love to shower. I love smelling good. I like my teeth to look brushed. I take pride in being clean, but I do not like shaving. I really don't. No, it's Derek. I can't remember right now for the life of me because it's late and my brain is tired. Actually, that's a lie. My brain is still going 100 miles per hour, but I feel tired. Um, Derek, where is the dang channel now? Megan, I'm subscribed to you. I see you, by the way. Derek, where are you? I need to find you. Sloan got cheated on at Coachella. What? Do you guys watch Sloan, by the way? Did I it's digital, Derek. Okay. If my other is significant here. Wait, I wasn't ready for you. Hold on, please, Derek. Hold on. If my other is significant, he or she will You know what's funny though? My partner tells me, like, I'll just call him baby daddy because that's what I call him in real life anyways. But he says he doesn't care. He's like, I don't care. Like, I love you for you. But I just feel a certain way where, like, I know that, like, if he pets my leg, I probably feel like Chachi. Like, I start feeling a certain way. So it's not necessarily that he's like, you need to shave your legs. It's like, I kind of feel, okay, well, even though I don't mind leg hair, you might. So does that make sense? Okay, let's pick the different videos to watch. There's a DoorDasher. Oh, we have to watch that one. Okay, so I started watching a minute of it. It's really interesting. So this woman places a DoorDash order at work, and the DoorDash driver drops off the food. And then she marks it as it wasn't ever delivered, which affects him. It ends up like I was kind of proud of him for sticking up for himself because she's messing with somebody else's job. Or there's close calls on TikTok. Woman walks out on her Hinge date. Airbnb guest trash the place. Or a woman goes on an instant date, it goes wrong. Oh my god, not Sloan. I like Sloan's videos, but I think he got ditched at Coachella or broken up with or cheated on at Coachella. I just saw the video. It's like 11 minutes long, and I would watch it with you guys, but I feel like we already watched enough sad stuff, and I don't want to watch Sloan cry. I know I love Sloan too. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. Um, I always look forward to his videos. What's Hinge? I think it's a dating app. Let's watch that. So, woman walks out on her Hinge date. Okay. So, we're watching Digital Derek. Let me share the screen. Okay, this is our palette cleanser. Oh, wait. No, wait. I'm not ready for you yet. I'm trying to exit out so I can. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please cooperate with me just for 1 second. I'm very tired at this point, and it's very important that we watch this. Thank you, little computer. All right, can you guys see it? I think you can. I'm so behind. I found out that Snow the product. I just found out they broke up too. I love Snow. Oh my gosh. I think I have a like crush on her. I just love her energy. She's so beautiful. I love her music. But I still can't figure out why they broke up. Do you know? I tried to watch some of Juju's videos, but I don't think she really said. Okay, so this is Woman Walks Out on Her Hinge Date by Digital Derek, you guys.
Doing this to myself. So we scheduled to go to dinner.
Okay.
We were sitting at the restaurant. Seems very nice. Not a catfish. Things are going well. And the waitress comes over. She wants to take her order. And I said, okay, I'm going to take the branzino. And he said, I'm going to take the burger. And the waitress asked him, okay, how do you like your burger? He said, how he likes his burger. And do you want some cheese on your burger? And he asked, is this going to be extra? And she says, yes, it's $3 extra. And he said, okay, then never mind. Over there, and I'm like, what the actual fuck?
Wait.
I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat my branzino and see what happens. And he's like, oh my God, you have to pay extra for everything these days. And I'm like, yeah, it's New York City. So I got my branzino, he got his burger, we were eating. And once I was satisfied.
Without watching the whole thing, does this seem like a ridiculous thing to complain about? Or maybe I'm just a broke bee. I don't typically complain about the cost of things, but like, I don't know that I'd want to pay $3 for a slice of cheese. I don't know that I'd say anything on a date, but she's making it sound like, I don't know. Maybe, again, maybe I'm just a broke bee. Maybe I would just be like, I don't need the cheese. Like, I'll keep my $3 extra. I really want to get a pedicure anyways. That would, I don't know. Let's watch this though. Maybe I'm being too judgmental.
I got up and I was like, I'm going to the restroom for a second. And I took my purse and I went to the waitress and I was like, hey, I just want to pay the bill. And I just paid the bill and walked out of the restaurant and I texted him. So I texted him, the check is taken care of. You should have gotten the cheese. And I blocked him.
Okay, guys, I'm telling you right now, this is a gift that just keeps on giving.
Oh my
This
God.
woman here, her name is Daphne. She went on a date. Her date didn't want to pay for extra cheese. She fucking pays for the meal and blocks him right after, bro. But then right after this, bro, it just it gets interesting. Look at this, guys.
I just wouldn't do it. I don't know.
8.9 million views.
Wow.
377,000. Fuck that. Look, there's 100,000 shares.
Cheese.
So y'all know what to do. Get your tea and get your snacks.
Oh, hold on.
Because you already
Ginger
know
on my vape.
this is about to be
As good as it gets over here.
good. All right, so we go straight to the comments.
Okay.
That's an awful way to treat somebody. No cap. I just don't get how if me and you are going on a date and I don't want to pay extra for cheese,
why it affects
that makes you not want to date me no more? Does that make me look broke? Like I don't get it.
These times a million.
What if I'm just trying to save some money? Regardless, I mean, I can't be mad if your preference is a man with money, but damn, just because I don't want to pay for extra cheese is a problem. Like it's a little superficial. Like, what about his personality? Why aren't you complaining about that? You know. Also, it's cool that you paid for the date, but you could have at least given the courtesy, came back to the table and said, hey, I don't want to continue this date. Thank you for coming. You know what I'm saying? Damn. So bro is financially literate. There's 100,000 likes on this. Oh my God. Phew. That guy lucked out. That was close. He dodged a bullet. 82,000 likes.
This guy probably has money and she probably seriously just like, she's looking for money and she probably just missed out on it. People with money tend to want to keep their money. And they don't spend it on stupid things like $3 slices of cheese. Like if they really want that cheese, they'll go get a slice of cheese when they get home and rip up with their craft singles or whatever. Like she's probably missing out. What she was looking for, she probably had, and he's smart. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's an issue, but I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, maybe we're just broke.
Good for him. What? These comments, 55,000 likes. These comments are not going how you thought they would, huh? Oh, no. This whole post is a backfire. Bro seems like he dodged a missile. Yeah. So guys, after this video went viral, Daphne just ignores the comments and she makes a new post.
Never, ever, ever be basic for nobody. Honey, shine bright. Let them burn.
Now, guys, I told you I have a Twitter, but I don't use it because I just like don't quite get it.
Megan,
but look at the likes and look at the comments.
I will be there.
I think that's what they call a ratio. 3.5. Solid 3, baby. Honey, shine bright.
I mean, she's okay.
Single for life.
No, her cheese.
I understand.
Now it makes her unattractive.
But the cheese is okay. A 3, really? Oh my God. People need to chill and stop spreading hate. You are gorgeous and don't let anyone tear you down. The reason why they're doing that is because she just walked out on a guy because of how much money he wanted to spend that day. And this is tit for tat. That's not right. But it doesn't stop there. They're ratioing all of her posts. Look at the comments, bro. Look at the 2 out of 10. You're not going to pair. They're just flocking to every one of them. Look at that. Oh my God. Say cheese. They're just making a mess over here, bro.
I just paid $88. You know for what?
Yeah.
It's fucking nails. Fucking nails. Plus $20 tip.
Talk about that though. Like you're not anything special, Chicky D. Like you're not special. Like over here in my little area of San Gabriel Valley near Los Angeles, the nail places for a gel manicure and pedicure can be like $90. I finally found a place that was like not 90, but it's not that much cheaper. So I don't know if she thinks $88, like it's just expensive to get your nails done now. Like that's why I wait till the absolute last minute to get my gel manicures. Like I'm beyond overdue for one.
The ratio. Yeah, it's New York. Red flag, yes, New York. Yes, New York. Because it's just crazy. Because she was like, of course the cheese costs that much. It's New York. So why are you? It's crazy how she's on here complaining about New York. So guys, because of all these people making a mess in all of her past posts, she made a response.
Oh, great. What?
Do you think I don't know that I'm crazy? I'm crazy. But you're taking it to a different level. You really need to take it easy. Some people going through all of my videos, commenting that I'm ugly, that I'm a 4, that I'm a 2.
That's what you're
that
worried
I don't
about?
deserve love. I should die alone. I should delete myself. I should kill myself.
Well, that's not right. They shouldn't say
That's not okay.
No,
anyway, why are you taking
you're not okay
this
either,
stupid
so
video so seriously?
This is all one big mess.
I'm having a laugh about it. The guy is having a laugh about it.
Yes?
We're talking still.
How?
And we're gonna go on a second date. Like he laughed about it. He's a psycho like me, and we're gonna have fun.
Oh, great.
It's gonna be okay.
If he goes on a second date with you, I'm disappointed because I'm sorry, you were just rude as fuck. Did you apologize? If you apologize, cool. Okay, because then that's worth laughing about. But you did his money come up? I don't understand why did you go back on a second date? Also,
and I blocked him.
So
I thought he was blocked. You unblocked him? Why? The only thing that I can think of is either she changed her mind, or 2, she's thinking like, if I go on another date with him and post a video on TikTok, we're all gonna watch. Which I would love to see this guy. I want to know what he looks like. All that shit for real.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going laughing about my TV?
Huh?
Yeah, I know that I'm broke. I'm a fucking student. I'm an unpaid intern. I'm broke. My rent is half of my paycheck. I'm broke. And yeah, I have a huge credit debt. And and I'm fine about it. I'm broke and it's going to be okay. And I make really bad financial decisions.
This took a weird turn.
But when I go out on a date or to a restaurant with a friend, I'm not going to bitch about money. I'm going to enjoy myself and I'm going to deal with the money later. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's expensive.
Wait. So he was broke, but you're also broke. But that's not why you left the dinner.
No.
It's because you make irresponsible financial decisions. And he didn't want to make irresponsible financial decisions. So you're like, what the fuck, bro? If you don't want to make irresponsible decisions, then I can't date you.
I like this guy.
What?
I like Eric.
And you're in debt?
When you go into a wine bar and they sell a glass of wine for $15, are you going to bitch and be like, yeah, I can buy a whole bottle of wine for $15?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
When you go to a restaurant, you pay extra. You're not going to pay like you pay in a supermarket. All of you guys going through all of my videos, all of my Instagram photos, commenting me these mean comments.
I hope you
I hope that it makes you happy, and I hope you're gonna find something else to do today.
No, if I know that a bottle is $20 and the restaurant tries to sell me the same bottle for $200, I'm not fucking buying it. I don't care how that makes me look in front of you. If it makes me look broke, then walk out for real.
I love it.
But I will say the hate comments and telling her to delete herself is just unacceptable.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Okay.
The guy is definitely not laughing about it. Yeah, bro, there's no way that she went online, called you broke, and then I just can't see it. I thought you blocked him in the first video. For real? 20,000 likes. For real. Wait, didn't she block him? Right, bro. Why is bro going on another date? Like, what the fuck? I'm going to need proof that you're going out again. Please and thanks. Look at his profile picture. Zoom in. Jesus Christ.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus ain't died for that one, bro.
No.
Okay, so guys, this is when things get good.
Oh, no.
Watch her next post.
What?
You know what's funny?
What?
The guy doesn't even have Instagram. He's not on social media. He doesn't have TikTok. He's not on Reddit. And he doesn't even know about this stupid story. And there are a bunch of weirdos going on and saying that they're the guy posting videos about this. So whoever you see posting, saying he's the guy, he got a free burger, cheese, whatever, he's lying.
What guy?
The real guy doesn't have social media. Yeah.
This doesn't make sense.
Have a good night.
No.
There are way too many inconsistencies coming out your mouth. You say he doesn't have social media, but you blocked him? How do you block a person that don't have social media?
No.
How'd y'all even go on the date?
Yeah, it makes no sense. She did it for attention.
You said he doesn't know about the situation, but in the last video, you just said you laughed about it together with him, and you're going on another date. Side eye, side eye, side eye. It just feels like you're lying. And if you're claiming that this other guy that's claiming to be him is lying, then all of us over on Facebook want to see him too, okay? So guys, I did some digging. And look at this.
What?
She says, yes, it's $3 extra. And he said, okay, then never mind.
To be fair, I had the intention of paying $21 for this burger, so adding $3 for cheese was not fucking worth it.
Like,
but thank you for paying for dinner. Bye-bye, tata.
Whoa.
I was so distracted.
This video has 13.6.
I literally thought it was Rob Kardashian for a minute. Hold on. I gotta see that clip for a second.
For dinner. Bye-bye, tata.
Whoa.
I'm so confused.
This video has 13.6 million views. So this has to be the guy that everyone's talking about. His name is Zocker. It's just so funny how you could like out somebody on TikTok and go viral, and then like the other person that they're talking about ends up getting on TikTok and they put their story out. It's like fucking Jerry Springer. It's like drama live.
Maybe
we were waiting for this go off king. No complaint was made about the Branzino. No cap. All of us on Facebook was waiting for this shit, bro. I'm getting tired of this though. What the hell is a Branzino? Oh
gosh.
Oh damn. How much is that? This place is charging $37.
Wow.
Okay, it's not that bougie. It's like probably double of an Applebee's dinner. If the burger was $21, not only should the cheese be free, but the fries and the drink. No cap, 169,000 likes. The way she sounded distressed, like you did something abhorrent, is wild. LOL. For real. No, because $3 for cheese is crazy. For real. Unless it's like some kind of like gourmet specialty cheese. I don't know, but no, fuck no. Now, Daphne saw this video too, and I can't find her comment, but she's like, you fucking liar, you can't handle me. So Zocker makes this response video.
Ashley versus Ryan.
It's her in the DMs. Zakir, accept my request, or I'll just block you and everything. Message me. And he's eating cheese. What? He doesn't have social media, Daphne. Right? What the fuck?
That's what she said.
You didn't dodge a bullet. You dodged a tactical nuke. 37,000 likes. Burger cheese 2, Branzino 0. Oh my god. Comment is not available. I know because she deleted. Yeah, she deleted her comment, bro. I know. I'm so invested into this beef. I know, bro. This is it right here. This is what we came for, Facebook.
Poker.
Bro, she just kills every friendship she ever had over cheese. Lamayo. So, guys, this news spread it like wildfire. Okay. And then Daphne makes this post.
You know what it never was? That serious. It was never that serious. Wow. Quite frankly, it would never be that serious.
Enraged TikTok after venting about how her date declined to pay for $3 cheese, but the story was fake.
It was hella.
But you were fighting with the comments for days on how it was real.
Ashley smashed it.
Then you want to call it fake when Zakir shows up. POV, you just came from Zakir's video. For real. He came with the receipts, though. I don't know if we saw a receipt. We saw the DMs, though. Oh, yeah. The classic, I was just kidding. For real. Why am I still single? You think this is a win? It's still not a fucking win. This just makes the whole thing even more insane. And she's backpedaling. Yeah, for real. I don't
say about us. So what does this say about us? That somebody could just make a video lying about a slice of cheese. And we're here discussing it on a weekend. Oh my gosh.
At this point, I'm too invested, and Zakir made a response video to this.
You know what it never was? That serious. It was never that serious.
At least we have each other.
Daphne, darling.
Cute.
You're so funny. You crazy girl. So people have been asking me, they're saying, Zocker, when are you going to go on a second date with Daphne? Are you going to go on a second date with Daphne? All these questions, right? The short answer is,
are you?
No. But I think the real question is, would I ever consider going on a date with Daphna.
Would you?
First date, second date, third date, any kind of date.
Mm-hmm.
No. My mans, you did not just do this and fucking eat cheese with no in it. I can't do this. I can't. She will forever be remembered as the girl who make it a big deal over cheese, bro. Rest in peace. Drop the Hinge receipts so we know it's real. For real, bro. Let me see the receipts, bro. Otherwise, I don't believe you either. I'm invested, but I don't believe either of you. This is just funny at this point. I feel like they're in on it together. At this point, me too. I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know. Actually, I don't think so, bro. Now, I was thinking that it was going to end here, but Daphne is not giving up on this drama. Like, the beef is just keeps going.
Ladies of New York, I would love for you to help me out on this one. But please, only if you're a New York woman in your 20s and your 30s and you're single and you're actively dating. If you're going to be sitting in a restaurant on a first date with a guy and he wants to get something extra on his meal, and he realizes that it's going to be $1 to $5 extra, but he's gonna say no. Are you really going to think that he's so smart and so financially responsible and that's a green flag and that's amazing? Or is it going to be there?
First of all, one, you said the story was fake. Why do you even give a fuck anymore? Yeah. Why are you still trying? Number two, right? Because he didn't want to pay for the cheese, right? That makes him look broke. That means that he must not be financially responsible. Because he wanted to save money, he must not be financially responsible. But you're in debt, you're broke, you're over here paying for $85 nails and tipping $20. Like, this is wild. Like, who are you? I don't know. I'm a New York woman in my 20s, and I think you need therapy. Yo, she's being nice about it though. Like, Loki. Yo, she's just not being fair. She's losing it. Oh, she's spiraling. Everyone, because she's still going on this topic. She just need to let it go. You said it was fake. It's calling for backup for real. I know. This is one of the most brutal ratios I've ever seen, and I'm loving it. Gonna come back here sporadically for the serotonin. What? Damn, there's 1,000 likes, and I would hate to think what this chick would think about me. Like, when I go out with baby daddy, I don't always expect him to pay. Shocker. Like, I offer to pay sometimes. I don't always just go expecting a free meal or a free ride or whatever. Does he always offer to pay? Yes. But like, I don't go always expecting to be paid for. Does that make sense? And I think when you're in a healthy partnership or even when you're dating, like, times have changed. Like, yes, the person should pay on the first date, but also, like, it doesn't hurt to offer to help pay. If he didn't want to pay the $3 cheese, you could have said, I'll pay it if you can't afford it. I don't know. There's a million other things that, like, ways we could have handled this. But yet you're dragging somebody over a $3 slice of cheese. Like, I wouldn't have paid it either. This is insane. And then yet here we are talking about it. This just shows like anybody could upload a video about anything and they can get 1 million views and they will keep lying for more. Like, she gives Chantel a run for her money. Like, Chantel who? We'll just start talking about this chick. 3,400 comments. Oh my God. So guys, Daphne didn't stop there and she made another post. Looking toilet.
Day in my life as a hated person on the internet. Reading some.
So basically, I'm gonna just speed it up for you. She shows her whole regular day life, and she shows how quiet it is, and basically making the point that basically no one actually hates her anywhere. It's just the internet, and her life is going just fine. That's basically the sum of it. It's just crazy because you're like, if no one hates you in real life, why are you so pressed online trying to make a point about it every fucking day? Yeah. Zakir saw this post and made a response, bro. Again.
Day in my life as a hated person on the internet.
Damn. That's crazy.
It just keeps going.
How would you describe your perfect man?
Funny. He has to have a really good sense of humor, but he can't be broke because that's not funny.
Wow.
2 out of 10. It's always the twos. Oh my God. Okay, but the ratio of likes to comments is wild because you keep saying stuff like this. The back and forth just doesn't stop.
Last but not least,
to give money to charity. No, if he gives money to charity, it means he's going to waste less money on you.
When she walks out on you and blocks you after you don't want to pay $3 for a slice of cheese. When she thinks financial literacy is a red flag. When she thinks kindness is a red flag. When she thinks having a pulse is a red flag. When she posts diluted content just to say it's a joke. When she deflects hate comments by posting more controversial TikToks for attention. When she says the cheese story is fake after the press reaches out to her. When she's from New York. What the fuck?
I don't know. Oh,
this is just so messy, and at this point, they're just milking it. I really don't trust either. I don't know what's real, fake, or whatever. I was invested. It's funny, but like, I don't even know, bro. Bro, but look at this video Daphne posted, bro.
Okay.
If you were to check their profiles right now, this is where things kind of are.
New story. I went on another date. Can you believe it? I cannot.
Me either. Who on a date?
Neither can I. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, y'all just wild out here. Either way, guys, the beef kind of settles here. She's going on dates with someone else. He's going on dates with other people. I really don't trust either of them.
No.
But it was funny the whole ride through, so it's whatever. All right, y'all. What do you think about this? Guys,
I think
we just made it to 1 million followers.
He deserves
everything that we've been posting, the TikTok story times.
I love his videos, you guys. If you aren't subscribed to him and you're like me and sometimes you just need like these silly videos to take your mind off of whatever's going on and like be involved in somebody else's BS. He's really entertaining. He has the best energy, as you can see. So it's Digital Derek, and if one of the mods, one of you guys share his channel, please? Okay, you guys, so I have to go to bed, but this has been quite the journey. We've talked about a lot. Is everybody okay? I know we talked about a lot before the cheese drama, the Cheesegate. I think that whole thing, the Cheesegate, it sounds like it's just a lie for views. And it sounds like tomorrow I could literally lie about going on a date and make up some story. I don't know. I'll think of the stupidest thing of how like the person didn't want to pay 50 cents for water. And I too can have 8 million views, I guess. I don't know. I'm a live view. Carrie, it's so good to see you. Great stream, Breezy. Thank you. I want to do more things where, I don't know, we talk about important stuff too. Like, I try not to be that channel who talks about like religion and politics and all the stuff going on, because I oftentimes want to be the channel that you can go to get away from that stuff. But I also feel like with this platform that I have this responsibility now, right? Like I've shared my story, I've shared my sobriety journey. I've shared what I've been through and how I got to where I am now. I feel like when you talk about sobriety and recovery and those type of things, I feel like you should also educate, right? Like my story isn't everybody's story. My experience isn't everybody's experience. We just need to talk about this stuff more. We need to educate. We need to show people that you're not every rehab is going to be a safe place. It should be, but the reality is it might not be. And we need to do our research, especially if we have children going through addiction things, family members. We really need to look out for each other. Even if you're sending a friend or helping a friend get sober, we need to look out for each other. We need to do our research. And now that we know about this place, like, please spread the word. Please spread the word about Teen Challenge. People, kids, family members, addicts are still being sent there to be abused just for having an addiction problem. Just because we've made mistakes and may have made some bad choices doesn't mean we get to get abused. We don't deserve to be abused because of our decisions and our choices. When we go to a place saying, I need help, that's what we should get, is help. So we'll talk about this more. Do I think I'm going to talk about this every day? No, because it's heavy and it's a lot. But we're going to do a series on this. And there's more videos on Teen Challenge. They're longer videos. They're more in detail. I know one video is a woman's experience going through it. And from what I've read in the comments, she has a story to tell. So, all right, you guys, I'm glad we had our palate cleanser. I hope you guys are having a great day, great evening, wherever you are. I don't think I could go live again until probably Monday, but I definitely will have videos up. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I really appreciate you guys. And let's take a moment and just, let's have a moment for the alcoholic or addict who is still suffering out there. I don't know, something is just placing it on my heart. Let's just take a moment, and then we'll see each other soon. All right, good night, you guys. Bye.